easy try hack me room called Grep, a challenge that tests your reconnaissance and OSINT skills on the VPN. Have the machine running, copy the IP address. So this is an OSINT challenge. It's part of Try Hack Me's red teaming path. Super Secure Corp, a fast-paced startup currently creating a blogging platform inviting security professionals to assess its security. Challenge involves using OSINT techniques to gather information from publicly accessible sources and exploit potential vulnerabilities in the web application. Its goal is to identify and exploit vulnerabilities in the application using a combination of recon and OSINT skills. Okay, so like always, let's get an mmap scan up and running. A very verbose one. We'll capture all ports except port 0. We won't ping it because the machine is up. We'll go reasonably fast. We'll get versions of everything. We'll run safe scripts against everything. We'll grab nmap, gnmap, or greppable nmap, and XML. Initial. There we go. Only really interested in the open ports and the reason, and get it using the IP. Alright, so while that's kicking along, identify and exploit vulnerabilities in the application using a combination of recon and OSINT skills. Yep, as you progress, you look for weak points in the app, find sensitive data, and attempt to gain unauthorized access. Leverage the skills and knowledge acquired through the red team pathway. I haven't actually been through the red team pathway, but I just kind of looked this up as an easy machine. Anyway, so what do we need to find out? We need to find out the API key that allows the user to register on the website. Find the first flag, find the email of the admin user, host name of the web application that allows a user to check an email for a possible password leak. I'm guessing that's going to be a separate site, and then the password of the admin user. So we'll let that run. I've already got Firefox open. I've got Burp running as well. I just leave that with Intercept off in the background, so it'll grab all the traffic that we generate through Firefox, and then we will jump on the page. So this is just the HTTP connection there. We can see there's also SSH open, and there's also HTTPS connections. So this is HTTP connection, which looks like a default Apache 2 Ubuntu page. If we have a look at the source code, at the page source rather for that, often in CTFs people hide comments in these, but this just looks like a pretty standard generic page. So let's connect on HTTPS and see what we get. We get nothing. So that first connection was accepting the certificate. So we don't have access to anything here, but if we have a look at this certificate, get a DNS name, so it's probably allowing connections by host. So we'll grab that, go back to our scan, which has finished. What do we call it? Nmap, initial nmap. Let's have a look through here. So we got OpenSSH, but a fairly recent version, so we'll deprioritize that, and we know it's a web-based challenge anyway, so that might give us access later once we've managed to find a username and password, but for now we'll ignore that. That's our default page that we looked at. This is our HTTPS connection. It shows our cert in there, and also the common name for the cert. So that's probably going to be the thing that allows us to have a look at anything. This is our other page, 51337, which is a bad request. So if we look there as well, 51337, put a colon in. It's also HTTPS, possibly the same certificate, I would guess. Yeah, same certificate, but that's fine. So we can't get anywhere there. What was it? It was 10.10.220.187. 10.10.220.187. We're just gonna append this to our etc host file using T. So we should be able to ping grep.thm now. Yes, we can. Cool. So we'll go back here. I'm seeing that we have that open already. Let's see if that gives us anything different. It doesn't. So what does that give us? That gives us a public page. So we'll have a look at the page source for here. We'll have a look at any links that it takes us to. Register.php, login.php. So I guess that'll be a login page and a registration page. And if we go back here, we need to find the API key that allows a user to register on the web page, which is pretty handy. So that is, what's that? That's a CSS file, so that'll just be a CSS file, I guess. It's minified, so it all packs up into one line of code. That's that same page. That's the index page, so that's the default page for the website. Login PHP has a JavaScript file, has a CSS file as well. That's going to have a form that's got those same other files. This will be a login form which uses a post method, takes a username and a password. If there's an error, it alerts. If not, it checks to see if the data role is admin, and if so, takes them to admin PHP. Otherwise, I guess it goes to dashboard.php. So that's login.js. That's just a style sheet with nothing in it. This is the register.php. So there's also a register.js file, and that takes everything else kind of the same. That also has a form, just a password, email, name, and register, and then those same other ones. So this is our register.js, which also uses a post method, JSON also. Which sends through the username, password, email, and the name. So that'll be entries in the form, and it uses an API key. So let's see if that is the API key. It's not the API key. Okay, so I guess what we need to do then is discover what that API key actually should be. So if this let's just find out what that looks like. MD5. So let's not do that. Let's do this. Let's go name that hash text, and that tells us it is an MD5. Can we use hashcat? M0, which I think is that. I think that's the hashcat ID 0. So if it was MD4, it would be 900. If it was in TLM, it would be 1000. And then I guess we will use RockU for shigs. See what that does. Okay. So our MD5 hash is John Cena, which seems a little weird. So our API key at this point is John Cena. Okay. So anyway, login page. Let's just try some standard kind of usernames, passwords. No. 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 Okay, and then we'll have a look at the registration page. And see what happens if we try and register. We get invalid or expired API key. Cool. Sweet. So we know, amongst other things, it's an OSINT challenge, which means that we probably need to do some form of open source intelligence gathering to find this information. And if we've got an application that's been developed by someone, and who is it being developed by? Super Secure Corp. I'd start probably with looking on GitHub. So let's search for Super Secure Corp, which gives us basically nothing but an issue, so probably not them. Super Secure Corp. What was the name of our application? Search Me. So we'll go back here, we'll try Super Secure, we'll try Search Me, and that also gives us nothing. What about just Search Me, Scan Me and Search Me? Probably not. Users, have a look at that. Nothing kind of listing Super Corp or whatever it was. What was it? Super Secure Corp. Repos, not that. Okay, let's try what we know. Creating a blogging platform, so they're creating a CMS. So let's try Search Me CMS, and we can find a repo. There we go, Super Secure Developer, Search Me CMS. So what do we have in here? We have an index.php page. We have a readme, which is just that. HT access, which is also pretty straightforward. API, register PHP and upload PHP. Oh, that's interesting. They removed a key. And that is called the right thing. And doing the right thing. So that is probably what we're after. It's definitely the right thing. That's our index. .php. That's our login PHP, which kind of doesn't actually do anything, because I guess it just calls the API. There's an upload API, which is cool. That's probably going to come in handy later, and that's going to be worth noting probably when we get to it, that it has a filter on it to only allow image files. But in any case, let's see if we now have the right API key. And we do. No. Wrong. We'll do this again. And see. That's also MD5. Oops. Hashcat. We'll do that the same. See what that gets us. So that gets us, you can't see me. Okay, we'll file that away. Anyway, so if we go back here and we run through this register again, then we go and have a look at burp and the ACDP history. Actually, let's do something else. Let's go and add this to our scope. Oh, let's just edit that and include subdomains just in case we find any. That'll just make sorting through some information a bit easier. Okay, so this is what we just tried to do. We tried to register with the API. So what I'm going to do is send that to repeater. Go to repeater. We're going to change that to our new API. Our new API key rather. Keep everything the same, and then we'll send that and see if we get something different. We do. We get registration successful. Okay, so that is definitely the right API key, which means that we should now be able to come back here, and if we can remember what password we used, log in. Okay, cool. So we're in and we've got our first flag. Sweet. Okay, cool. So now I guess we start having a play around and see what else we can get in here. So let's have a look at the page source. Actually, before we go any further, something else that we could have tried in a CTF. If you know something about what the CTF is based on, often you can guess at things that might that might be right. So we could have, if we knew anything about John Cena, not that we could tell this from the host anyway, but if we go back here, no, let's go back to burp. Let's go back to burp, and let's go proxy, and then let's grab this, and we'll put that there, and we'll grab our successful one as well, wherever that is. Oh, it's nowhere because I sent it from repeater. So let's grab it from there. Grab that. We'll do that. If we echo, you can't see me. Can we MD5 some that and get the same? No, we can't. Maybe that's because it adds a new line carrier. Okay, there you go. So let's do something like this. Just bear with me a sec. API keys. In John Cena, also to API keys. It's maybe like wrestling. I don't know. Something else. I don't really know much about John Cena. So what's that? He was in the Marine. What I want to do is just shuffle these around a bit. Okay. Right. So we got a list of things here. API keys. Do echo lines. MD5 sum done. Is that going to do what I think it's going to do? Yes, it is. Cool. MD5 lines, and let's dump that out to, let's call it sniper list. Okay, and let's cat sniper list. No, because we did the dumb thing and didn't MD5 sum it. Okay, and that's wrong for other reasons. That's why that's wrong. Cool. Now let's cat sniper list. And let's actually go and tidy that up. So we don't want that one. Don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want that. And we want to get rid of that. Okay, cool. So what we could have done back here with burp, that's our register, so let's send that to intruder. So this is often something that you can do with CTFs, is you can find kind of stuff, and we want to futz with that. Let's just change this stuff a bit as well, so that we don't wind up overriding our user and it becomes kind of fairly obvious what we're going to do. So our payload is going to be a simple list, which we're going to get from our file. Our file is sniper list. Okay, cool. Do those look right? They do look right. I think that's right. What is that? Ends in B8F39. Let's just make sure that we got the right thing there. BF839. Yes, we do. Okay, back to Grep. So what this should do is replace what's in here with the MD5 hashes that are in our list, and by the 4th time we should actually get a successful thing. So let's start the attack, yes, and see what we get. We get a response that the same: invalid or expired, invalid or expired, invalid or expired, registration successful. And if we come back here, let's log out. And let's log in as Spectre2. Same password. Okay, so that's just another. It's just another kind of method we could have used if we knew anything about the subject matter. Just as another way. Anyway, what do we do next? So let's go back to our GitHub page and let's have a look at what else we've got. So we know there's an upload.php, login PHP, register PHP. So I wonder if there is an uploads page. So let's assume it's called uploads.php and see what we get. No, we don't. Upload, maybe? Okay. So we know from what we saw earlier, from what we saw in here, and the upload.php requires config.php. So I guess this is stuff that they include in the application but isn't actually included here. It checks for valid extensions and valid magic bytes. So if you look at any of these types of files, so if you look at a JPEG file, you look at a PNG file, you look at a bitmap file in a hex editor, the opening characters should be that. So valid magic bytes, valid extensions, file name, temp name. It's probably going to change the name of it. And then it moves the uploaded files somewhere. File name, file temp path, file uploaded successfully. Tells you it's invalid, or there's no file uploaded, or the user's not logged in, or it's an unsupported request method. Upload path goes to a directory called uploads. So let's see if we can see that. Which we can't. Well, we'll look for that later once we've got our file. Okay, so let's just upload that and see what that gives us. Okay, invalid file type. So pretty much as we see. Pretty much as we see in there. So what about if we copy API keys to API keys .png, and then let's go and see if that gets us past the filter. API keys PNG, upload, invalid file type. So this is probably then is it the same error? It was the same error. Okay, so it's not an extension problem this time. So if we go and have a look at this, go and have a look at .png, what we can see is the opening bits of that. So if we do this, for example, where are we hacking? THM rooms grep. Let's call this grep.png. Okay, and we'll go here. So we'll go file grep.png. Okay, so that tells us that's a PNG file. File tells us it's a PNG file, and hex editor grep. So in plain text, you can see that there, and that's the magic number. That's the magic number that you can see, which is also listed in here. So it checks to make sure that the file is a valid PNG file, using both the file extension and the magic bits. So let's just confirm that that's going to work, and it does. File uploaded successfully. So now all we've got to do is figure out where that goes, and it goes into API uploads. Cool. And there is our PNG file. Sweet. Okay, so we can upload files. We know they've got to be image files. So what can we do? What can we do with that stuff? Well, we'll go back to good old trusty burp. And let's have a look at what we can do here. So let's send that to repeater. Let's close that one. Okay. So we've got a file. It's a PNG file. This is all of the stuff that makes up that very, very small PNG file. So let's get rid of all this crap. Which is a lot of crap, to be fair. So let's ditch all that. So this here sort of denotes what's going to get sent. So what can we do with this? Well, let's see if we can do something real simple and figure out if we can get command execution. Let's just try and upload. Let's just try and upload just a standard sort of PHP kind of file. So we'll see if we can get it to run PHP info. And once we've done, we'll give this a try and we'll sort of see what happens. So we might have to play with the file extensions. so that we can actually get it to execute on the other side, or we might have to play with the content type just to sort of see where we get to. So we'll try this for a start and see what response we get. Okay, our file uploaded successfully. So if we come back here, we've still got our grep.png file, which is what we called it. Let's click on that. Okay, and that is not being interpreted properly because the server thinks it's a PNG file. Well, actually, no, the server knows we told the server it's a PNG file, but when we try and execute that, it treats it like a PNG file. So what we need to change is what's happening in here. So to start with, let's just stick with the file extension. Okay, that's uploaded successfully, which is good. Let's refresh that page. Okay, so now we have our PHP file. So all we've changed here is the extension. Still set with a MIME type to say it's an image file. So let's click on that to see what that's going to do. And because it is a PHP file, you can see our magic number there in the text. And then the web server, when it runs it, actually interprets the PHP. So we've managed to successfully poison a file, and we have code execution, which is pretty cool. So what are we going to do with that then? Pentest monkeys have a really cool PHP reverse shell, which Kelly has a copy of. In the user share web shells PHP directory. So let's just copy that locally. Let's remember what we called it. PHP rev.php. Oops. Wrong shortcut. So let's go and edit that. Let's take out all these comments just to make this a little bit more manageable. Change our IP here to our ton IP 10.4.54.4. Let's set our port. I like to use either 443 or 80 or 53 depending on what my machine is doing. Let's take out all these comments as well. This is just to make this whole script easy to copy, because what we're going to do is replace the contents of the PHP info that's in the other that's in burp, and then send this instead. It's probably a much more efficient way of doing this using sed or something, but I'm just going to go manual for now. Okay. No. PHP rev.php. So let's just copy all of this. Let's copy all of that. Let's go back to burp and repeater, which we still are. And then let's delete that. And then copy the contents there. Okay, and then let's let's go back here and get out of there and do this. It's RL wrap, just gives us a bit nicer shell, so we can use some up arrow, down arrow, that kind of stuff. So this is obviously to catch our reverse shell, which hopefully we're going to get in 1 second by running this. It's uploaded our file successfully, so if we come back here, much bigger now. Let's run that, and we have a shell as www.data. Just going to see if we have Python 3. We do. You can also do the same thing with Python. Just gonna get a pseudo terminal. Just again makes for a slightly nicer experience. So you can see we've just basically moved up to bash. Okay, so we're in the root directory of this machine. Has that given us any other things? No, it hasn't. So we need the email of the admin user, host name of the web application that allows a user to check an email, and the password of the admin user. So what can we see here? Can we do that without a password? No, we can't, which is good, I guess. Let's go and have a look in here. Try hack me. Can we see in there? Kind of nothing really. So that's probably not our path. Try that again. Also, probably not where we want to be. So users are probably not the way forward. Let's have a look at the password file. Who's in there? There's a MySQL user. Try hack me. Ubuntu. On the off chance that we can see the shadow file, which we can't, which is cool. Okay, so let's go and have a poke around in var. So what do we got in here? We've got our tub, which we can look at. Anything else that's interesting in here? Opt, often you can find stuff in there, script files and backup files and whatnot. So let's just see what we can see in there. Nothing. What about in backups? Nothing sort of useful in backups either. So let's have a look at dub. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a backup directory here as well. Can we read those? Yes, we can. Sudo certificate.crt CSR default HTML leak certificates.crt leak checker. We've got a private key which we can't read unless we're root. Okay, so that's email the admin user, hostname of the web application that allows. Okay, that's probably going to be that site there. But let's go and actually let's clear that. Let's have a look in this backup directory. Users SQL. Let's see what that is. Cat users SQL. So what do we got in here? Let's LA backup. User SQL. Blah blah blah. This is a SQL dump. Okay, so I guess this is dumping out the database. Oh yeah. So we've got some users and we've got their hashes. We've got their email addresses, so that's probably going to be that one. Let's see. So we'll take that, we'll copy that, and we'll put that in there, and that's right. Hostname of the web application that allows the user to check an email for a possible password leak. So that'll be important. Where am I going? I'm going back here. So let's just take that and let's echo that out to hash, and let's find out what kind of hash that is. It's a bcrypt, hashcat is 3200. So let's see. So we'll just see if we can use hashcat. And see if we can break that password that way. But that's probably not going to be a way. So we'll come and have a look back in here. And let's have a look at this. Read any of that. So we'll go back here. So we know from our mmap there's another site running. So this is probably going to be this one. So if we assume this is also restricted based on the host ID, let's grab that from there. So was it 1010 220 187 220 187. Dump that out there. And we can. And let's grab that. And go back here. Okay, so email leak checker. Runs the PHP files that we saw in the directory somewhere. And there's that check email and index PHP. So if we try our admin email address, see if that gets us a password. It does. Okay, room done. Cool, and with that, I'm going to sign off. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for participating in the chat, and I will see you next time. Cheers.